Զինվորները, որ եկել են, հա, վրաններ են խփել ու ստեղ ապրել են։
Այսա բաները սարքում են։
Նոր հասկացա ինձ, ոչինչ հետ կորեցնում։
Ասա զենք շինելու դեր։
Ես ասում եմ, ես ինչ վրաններ են, սպիտակ, հələ նա է ջան տեսք է տվը երևի էս ավազն էլ սպիտակ, նա ինչ հետաքրքիր է։ Hello. Це храматен թորը։ Կրվի համար է, չէ՞։ Հա։ Իսկ հիմա պարկում են այդտեղ, որ չերևան։ Զինվորները։ Լվացքները նույնիսկ կախել են, նկատեցի՞։ Հələ նայեք, քթավները դրած է, պատրաստվում են հաց ուտելու։
The kitchen, yeah. Hi. How are you folks doing?
All right, how are
Good.
you?
I'm doing well. Welcome.
What you cooking us for?
Well, it's actually for my friend Mac there. His birthday's in a couple of days, and it's a big birthday, so we're making him a cherry pie, and we are gonna also make kind of a cheesecake, is what it would seem like to modern folks. But we were just discussing how far they go back, so cheesecakes have been around for a while.
Good. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
So we're going to use the Dutch oven down here for cooking them. We're going to get hot coals on the top, hot coals on the bottom, and then we'll have our dual heating elements. So that should work out pretty nicely. And that's what's nice about a big open hearth like this, is that you can cook many things at once. You can very much control the heat by how many you know, how much coals you're making. So you're the one that adds the heat, you're the one that takes the heat away. And if you've been doing this for a long time, you'd be pretty good at it. By the time you're ready. We're also using our kitchen for preservation. So they've got a lot of the same preservation methods that we do. They dry fruit out. So there's fruits and vegetables and herbs up there. There's some pumpkin and apple and squash and beans and peas. It just needs to be rehydrated, put back in a soup or stew or pie anytime you want. Meat's a little bit different because it was dried out with salt. So completely covered in salt.
Հեսա անունները գրած է, ինչ են ցանել, մելը Այն պարավ չախ տնիկների նման է քայլում, զգում ես?
But if I shot at you, I might hit you, okay? Because it's not an accurate weapon. It also takes 15 seconds to load one time, so I can shoot it one time. And it doesn't go off every time you squeeze the trigger. It misfires a lot. And this is the weapon you're going to win the war with, right? Yeah, it is. See, this is a flintlock. Everybody see this right here? So I put a little bit of gunpowder in there, a lot of gunpowder in here with the musket ball. Then when I shut this and I squeeze the trigger, watch what happens right there. You get sparks, it throws the hammer open so the sparks fall on that powder. That powder goes up in flame. Some of that flame travels through the touch hole and ignites the main charge and sends the musket ball down towards the enemy. But see, these things wear out, they lose their edge. Sometimes the gunpowder gets wet. Sometimes the hole gets plugged up. You'll actually try to pick that clear if you have what they call a flash in the pan. Flash in the pan means this powder burned but the weapon didn't go off. So you're going to pick that clear, you're going to reprime it, see if it goes off the next time. So by today's standards, this weapon has a lot of issues, but it's what everybody's carrying during this war. And victory during this war is actually pushing the enemy off the field. So you make them go away, you take the battlefield, you win the battle. How do you do that with something like this? Lots of men standing in lines, being a wall that pushes the enemy off the field. And of course the problem is the enemy's doing the same thing, okay? So what you're trying to do is outnumber the enemy, outmaneuver the enemy. Very shortly, do this at the same time.
Oi.
Here they come. Now if you haven't run already, what are you going to do right there? You'll probably run, right? And that's what they wanted, because what is this? I expected you to run. Because if I actually have to walk up here and stab you, what can you do? Stab me. And if I had actually had all 300 guys right here stabbing each other with the bayonets, we've lost control of the battlefield, both of us. So what I'm trying to do with this is not stab you necessarily, but to show you this in numbers that you can't handle. So when you see it, you run. Because when you run, I win. So it's all about firing volleys, showing the bayonet. In other words, outnumber, outmaneuver, show them these, they can't handle it, they run or retreat from the field, you win the battle. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
All right, now I'm going to shoot it.
Do they have both sides same weapon? Same like this?
They're all very similar.
Similar?
So this is British, okay? This is what they call the brown vest today. The French weapon is very similar. The differences are the French barrel. This barrel is actually pinned to the stock. The French actually has 3 bands around it, so it's easier to take off. This is a 75 caliber, but it's a smooth bore, it's not a rifle, okay? You know what a rifle is? You're firing a shotgun, it's a rifle. And what the rifling does is spin the ball. So with the rifle you get more accuracy and range. That's why this one doesn't have any accuracy or range, because it's a smooth bore. So, I mean, it is what it is. Now this is 75 caliber, the French is 69. But if you can load and fire this one, you can load and fire that one. The ranges are the same. The loading time's the same. So they're all very similar. Okay? All right, let's see if it goes off. So the process for loading is, the first thing you have to do is put this weapon in a safe position. So you do what they call half cock in the fire lock. Hear that click? When that clicks, you can't squeeze the trigger, the weapon's safe to load. Then you snap your cartridge box, you pull out a cartridge full of everything you need to fire the weapons in this paper tube. Gunpowder, musket ball, it's all right there. You open that up with your teeth, take a little powder in a frying pan, you shut the hammer over that powder so you don't lose the powder when you cast the weapon inside. Remember, everything else is going down the barrel. Draw the rammer in 2 motions, ram it all down, draw the rammer, put it back in the pipe, turn it, and shoulder. This is what you're trying to do in 15 seconds. Wait, ready? Big aim. Fire!
Oi.
You get it?
Yeah.
So put the elbow over the top. There you go. Grab it right there. Picture. So try that.